Yes, I'm back. Back in the car. Do I like it? Not at all. But it's Thursday, and I need to shoot a video for you guys because it's Thursday. And everybody knows what we're shooting today, but just in case you're new, it's time for New Set versus Old Set. Now, last week I put up a poll because I couldn't decide, and as of my most recent checking, Edge of Eternities has the victory in that poll. I will double check after I record this, and if I was wrong, I will put an editor's note in the description. But as of right now, it is Edge of Eternities that pulled off the victory last week, which means we are tied 2-2 going into pack number 4. That is pretty exciting for me because I do love it when the series is close. I think that makes it more fun for you guys as well. I'm just trying to find my regular glasses because I can't see super well on the phone with my sunglasses on. So we'll shoot this. I'm going to shoot, like I did last week, I'm going to do a puppy break in the middle of the 2 packs, I think, this week again. Because I know you guys are starving for some puppy material. And I feel bad that I haven't really been able to shoot anything this week at home. The one day that I did have an opportunity to shoot, I just didn't have the space on my phone, and I was so bloody exhausted from work that I just couldn't pull it off. That being said, I wasn't sure what my dad was doing that day anyways, and he's been a little bit miserable the last couple of days, so I figured, you know what, I'm not going to risk it. So, like I say, I will open the Edge of Eternities pack, since it won last week, first. And then I will put a cut in the video, put some Kaiba stuff in the middle, and then I will put in the Brothers War pack as the second half. So here we go. Let's see what we pull today. Hopefully some fire stuff. Robot token, lander token. Ooh, munitions! I've never pulled a munitions before. What does that do? When this token leaves the battlefield, it deals 2 damage. Ooh, it's like a food in reverse. That's actually really cool. I like that. I hope we pulled something that actually lets us make one of those, because that is really neat as a token. Good start. Caveron Skywarden. 4 in a red for a 4/5 with reach, and at the beginning of your end step, if a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn or a spell was warped this turn, you get to put +1/+1 counter on this creature. Not bad. Definitely could get big pretty fast in the right deck, that's for sure. Diplomatic Relations. 2 in a green. Target creature gets +1/+0 and vigilance until end of turn. It deals damage equal to its power to target creature and opponent controls. Nice. Not crazy expensive, and you get a lot of value out of that, so I'm pretty happy with that. So far, this pack has been pretty good. Graveblade, sorry. There's no E there. Graveblade Heavy. 3 in a black for a 3/4. As long as you control an artifact, this creature gets +1/+0 and has Death Touch. Alright. I do love me some Death Touch. Divert Disaster. 1 in a blue. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 2. If they do, you get to make a lander. I think I've pulled that a couple times before. It is a pretty good counter spell. Banishing Light. 2 in a white. When this enchantment enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent opponent controls until this enchantment leaves the battlefield. This will be the first one that I'm going to call miss, because I hate these ones. They just kind of sit there and act as big dummy targets, essentially, for people to wipe out, and they're going to wipe it out as quickly as possible to get whatever you banished back. So, yeah. I've never been a fan of those ones. Ooh, Fungal Colossus. This could be good, though. 6 in a green for a 5/5. It costs X less to cast, where X is the number of differently named lands you control. So if you have a forest, a swamp, and then something that's not called forest or swamp, like, say, why is my brain not doing this very well? I'm trying to think of a green-black land, and I can't for the life of me. I can think of a blue one. Watery Grave, right off the top of my head, but I can't think of a green-black. Anyways, you get the idea. That's pretty good. I like that. Counts as a fungus, so it could go well in my fungus descend deck, which is nice too. Nanoform Sentinel, 2 in a blue for a 3/2. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, untapped target permanent. Another another target permanent. Ooh, that's neat. Only happens once per turn, but I like this. That actually could be very useful in that blue deck that I need to upgrade. Dual Sun Adepts. 2 and a blue for 2/2 double strike, and pay 5 to give all your creatures +1/+1 until end of turn. I like that it's a 2/2 for 3 with double strike, but that second ability kind of sucks. Ooh, now that's a pull though. Debris Field Crusher. 4 and a red for a 1/5. When this thing enters, it deals 3 damage to any target. You gotta give it 8 counters, and once it has 8 counters on it, it becomes a flying... Oh, okay, so before that, it's not a creature. Before that, it's just an artifact. And then it becomes a 1/5 flying spacecraft. And it gets the ability of 1+ red to get +2/+0 until end of turn. That's not terrible. Ooh, we got another one here, too. Nice! We got a jellyfish. That's cool. I'm going to do a horrible pronunciation of this, but let's give it a shot. Menon. Earthros Exile. Menon. Earthros. No, Uthros Exile. Okay. 1 blue, red, flying. Whenever an artifact you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Nice. I like that a lot. 1/3? Hell yeah. That's pretty good. Ooh, we got an Eldrazi, guys. Anti-Casual Vestige. 6 for a 7/5. When this thing leaves the battlefield, draw a card. Then you may put a permanent card with mana value less than or equal to the number of lands you control from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. And it has Warp 4. Shite. That's kind of cool. This pack's going to be tough to beat today, guys. Oop, I accidentally revealed the holo by chance first. Loading Zone. 3 and a green. If one or more counters would be put onto a creature, spacecraft, or planet you control, twice that many of those kinds of counters are put on... Ooh. I'm not sure why I want to warp this enchantment, but I like this enchantment a lot. That is insanely good. Radiant Strike was the holo that we accidentally revealed. Destroy target artifact or tap creature and you gain 3 life. Costs 4, but it is instant. But I'm still going to say eh. And a Hollow Mountain with some pretty neat artwork on it. Alright, that first pack was fire, guys, for sure. I think that it's going to be a tough go for Brothers War to pull off something incredibly amazing compared to this. I'm going to say card to beat probably is Loading Zone. But I mean, top 6 are easily insanely good, and all those ones behind it aren't bad either. So we're gonna put the pause here, and then we're going to put the Puggy stuff in, and then we're going to come back for the Brothers War. All right, see you in a bit. Kaiba. Don't eat the clovers. Come on. Why are you eating the clovers? Silly boy. You gonna say hi to the humans? No, there's no humans around us. It's the humans in the video. You're okay. Kaiba. Come on, baby. Let's go. Kaiba. Let's go, kiss. That boy. That's my boy. Really don't want you to eat too many of those. I don't think it's the best idea. Good boy. That boy. Yes, it's a very nice park, but no splash pad here. No, you're not allowed in those sections. They have rules. Boy. He wants to throw out your poop. Good boy. Good boy. Yes. Little puggy break for the humans between my two card packs. A little walk for you. Everybody's happy. That's my good boy. It's my good boy. You tired? You want up? Not yet. Okay. Boy. You want pee-pee? No? Here you are. Okay, quick. Attaboy. Oops. Good boy. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed that puggy awesomeness. I'm sure Kaiba enjoyed filming whatever we filmed when I got home for him with you guys. Now we're going to open the Brothers War pack and see if it has any hope of beating the Edge of Eternities today. It might be Edge of Eternities taking the lead for the first time in this series, which could be kind of neat. I'm not going to lie, I kind of had a thought that Brothers War would be the one that would be the champion of this chapter. If I can open the Brothers War pack, ever. There we go. Yeah, I thought Brothers War would probably be the champion of this set, but there is a chance that I could be wrong. It's been a while since the new set actually won a series, so it'd be kind of neat to see that happen again. But we have a challenger. Let's see what our challenger gives us. We don't have any token or such on the back, so we might have a list card, which is cool. We do have art on the front, and our art card for today is, ooh, that is neat. I like that a lot, guys. I'm really disappointed that there's no longer art cards and play boosters. Ooh, we pulled that same island that we pulled last time. I do love this island because it's got a really cool artwork on it. So I'm happy to have a second copy. Here we go. Recommission. 1 and a white. Return target artifact or creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. If a creature enters the battlefield this way, it gets an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Nice. That's pretty solid for 1 and a white. Hell yeah. Ambush Paratrooper. Sorry. 1 and a white for 1/2 flash flying, and creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn if you pay 5. It's a little too expensive for that, but the rest of it's not bad. Koilos Rock. 4 and a blue for a 3/3 with flash flying, and when it enters the battlefield, create a tap power stone. You're going to the back. You cost a little too much for what you're giving me. Shoot down. 3 and a green. Exile target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying. It is a little expensive, and it is sorcery speed, but the fact that you get to exile it is pretty awesome. Forging the Anchor. 2 and a blue. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal any number of artifact cards from among them and put the revealed cards into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Damn! That's a solid hit. Calamity's Wake. 1 and a white. Exile all graveyards. Players can't cast non-creature spells this turn. Then exile this. Ooh. That's messed up. I like that too. Alright. Lay down arms. Exile target creature with mana value less than or equal to the number of planes you control. Its controller gains 3 life. You know what? I'm not going to complain about them getting 3 life if I get to exile something randomly for 1. Hell yeah. It is only creature though, right? Yeah. Would be better if it was a non-land permanent, but I'll take creature. Target opponent reveal Dreams of Steel and Oil. A bunch of these are new, which I'm surprised because of how many times I've opened this set. Like, I've never pulled lay down arms, I don't think. If I have, I don't remember it. I definitely don't remember. I might have pulled that once. Definitely don't remember pulling this one. So, I mean, and I don't remember pulling this one either. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose an artifact or a creature from it. Then choose an artifact or a creature card from their graveyard. And you get to exile both cards. Craziness. Nice. Be nice if you could pick 2 different opponents, but I am still okay with that. Chromatic Star. This is like one of the worst artifacts, I think, in the game, personally, in my opinion. I don't like the idea that you have to pay 1, tap it, and sacrifice it just to get 1 mana of any color. That seems ridiculous. You do get to draw a card when it goes into the graveyard, but I mean, I love the artwork on it, though. So I will give it props for having some pretty cool artwork, but not a good pull, in my opinion. Fauna Shaman. 1 and a green, pay green, tap, discard a creature card, search your library for a creature card, reveal, and put... Whoa! That's insane! That's like a permanent tutor on the battlefield. As long as you can discard a creature card each turn. Hell yes! Demolition Field in Hollow. Tap to add colorless, pay 2, sack, tap, sack, destroy target non-basic land and opponent controls. That land's controller may search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. You may search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Pretty solid land all around. Definitely great in a landfall deck if you can keep recurring it. We got some pretty good hits at the end of this pack for sure, but I don't know if it's enough. Unless this thing's something hot at the back. If there is something amazing at the back, this pack might still have it, but I think right now I'm still giving it to this one. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. It's one of those stupid, useless tokens that I hate. Throw it over there. Alright, well, we got some neat stuff for sure today, but I'm not gonna lie, I think we might have to say once again that it went to the Edge of Eternities. I mean, the Fauna Shaman is insane. It might be the pull of the day, to be honest. But the other 4 cards there are okay, but they're not quite the same as... Actually, you know what? I should put Recommission up here. So we got like 5 decent ones here that are okay. Plus the Fauna Shaman. But I mean, this side is just way too good, I think. We got the Loading Zone. We got an Eldrazi that does some pretty insane stuff. We got a really cool legendary, which was the only legendary we pulled today. A new spaceship that I haven't pulled yet. I've pulled the green one, I think, twice. And maybe I pulled a black one? I can't remember for sure. But I've never pulled the red one yet, I don't think. So I'm pretty happy about that. And I mean, the Nanoform and this Fungal Colossus are pretty good cards overall. Like that I can probably get in for like 1 green if I have a whole bunch of non-basic lands in play. And that just is insane what it would do in the blue deck that I want to play it in. So, ultimately though, I want to hear from you guys in the comments. Let me know what you think, but I'm leaning towards giving it to Edge of Eternities again. If we do give it to Edge of Eternities, that means that Edge of Eternities is officially up 3-2, heading into round 5. Otherwise, I would call it a tie. I'm not going to say that this won. I don't think that this won. You'd be hard-pressed to argue me into believing that this pack actually won the contest. I mean, I do love Calamity's Wake. I think that's insane. Lay Down Arms is pretty nice. Dreams of Steel and Oil is a solid card for sure. And the Fauna Shaman, yeah, but I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to cap it off there. I don't want to keep rambling, and I want to make sure there's enough space for me to cut this all together, especially with the part of Kaiba that I got to film yet. So, much love to you all. From me to you, take care. And from Kaiba at home, of course, too. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing what you guys say in the comments. Okay, have a great day. Love you all. Bye.